Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. I want to talk to you today in this update about body image, self-esteem, and I want to center on the Cosmopolitan Tess Holliday cover. I didn't even know who Tess Holliday was until she was on the cover of this magazine, because I saw a lot of interest and a lot of opinions on this particular magazine cover in my feeds and in various accounts that I look at and YouTube channels I look at. So I wanted to just delve into this just a little bit and talk to you about this and give you my take on this person being on the cover. So apparently this person is a plus size model, from what it looks like that's on the cover, and it's not a person that you'd normally, I guess, see on the cover from what I'm gathering from all the opinions that are being thrown around about this particular model that's on the cover this time. And you know, the first thing I wanted to center on is the people who I see that are talking about this the most, and in general, when you see people having opinions on this type of thing, because this goes far beyond the Cosmopolitan magazine cover, is I find it interesting because a lot of the opinions are coming from guys, and what's interesting about it is that most of the guys that are having their opinions, you know, the question I have for you, have you looked in the mirror? I mean, have you looked in the mirror? I mean, you would think that these guys are magazine cover material themselves, the way they're talking. And, you know, my whole thing to say to you is, you don't really have a space for an opinion the way you're looking. You know, why are you not worried about yourself? I mean, does it make you feel good to judge somebody else's outer appearance? You know, and that's been an issue for a long time now. So this is not just a Cosmopolitan magazine cover with this lady on the cover. This is an issue that I've seen over and over again throughout the course of my life. I've seen men critiquing women's bodies, and again, you don't look like no prized possession yourself. And even if you did, you still shouldn't be critiquing anybody's body in that way. Especially if you're being, you know, if you're hurling insults at people and you're trying to bring somebody down and you don't have anything good to say, then why are you opening your mouth? So the fact that she's on the cover of this magazine, that's Cosmopolitan's call to make. That's not your call. You want to pick who goes on a magazine cover, start a magazine, and you put who you want on the cover. But again, that's the first thing I wanted to bring up, was I find it interesting that the majority of people talking about this in a negative way are guys I've seen and men. And again, don't worry about what somebody else looks like. Go look in the mirror right now. Pause this video and go look in the mirror and ask yourself, could you be on a magazine cover? The answer more than likely is no, you couldn't. So don't worry about what somebody else is looking like. Don't worry about it. And even if you do look good and you do look like you could be on a magazine cover, that's still not a reason to talk down or make fun of anybody. But the reason I bring that up is I find it ironic that the people who have the most opinions on somebody's body, again, don't look like they'd be on the front cover of any magazine themselves. So go look in the mirror before you worry about what somebody else looks like. And then again, I'm wondering why you know about this magazine. Maybe you read Cosmopolitan. Maybe you're reading Cosmopolitan and nobody knows about it, but it doesn't really seem like a magazine that's geared for men to read anyway. So I don't know why you're worried about who's on the cover. Number two is that says a lot about any person's self-esteem. If they have to cut somebody else down and try to make somebody else feel bad, that means you probably have a low self-image of yourself anyway, and your self-esteem is low. So you feel, well, I'm going to cut this person down. I'm going to critique this person over here. And again, my comeback to that is focus on yourself, focus on your health, your goals, your body, your mind, your heart. Why don't you focus on yourself and don't worry about what this person over here looks like or who this person put on a magazine cover, because it's none of your business. It's none of your business. It's a free enterprise society, free enterprise economy, rather. And if you don't like that magazine cover, go buy a different magazine. Go buy a different magazine. Go buy a men's health magazine or a muscle and fitness magazine or whatever it is you need to go buy. But it's quite frankly just none of your business what somebody looks like, or anything like that. It's just none of your business to be concerned with what someone looks like. And it's just not your place to say. It just shows that you have a low self-esteem. And touching on the larger picture here, look, I've heard a lot of the arguments, saying, well, this isn't a good role model. Someone's going to think this is okay to look that way, or it's okay to have your body be that way. But that's somebody's personal choice, how they want to look. I go lift weights so I can look this way, but that's my choice to do. It's my choice. And if somebody else chooses to look the opposite of this or look another way, that's a choice that they're making. That's how they want to be. My whole thing is, as long as they're happy with where they're at, what they're doing, as long as you're happy with it and you're not complaining about it, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I've said this in other videos. If you're happy with how you look, how you feel, where you're at, your strength level, and everything, if you're happy with it, I'm happy for you. If you're happy with it, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Are you okay with the person that's in the mirror? If you're not okay with it, then do something about it. Do something about it. But if you're okay with it, and you're okay with whatever, and you're in a good place with your health, then I say go for it. If you have health issues, I would say seek out some help and address those health issues. So if you have health issues, regardless of your size or anything like that, I would say to seek out help for those health issues. Hire a trainer, exercise, eat right, prep your meals, drink your water, do all that stuff you need to do to get in the best shape you can be in. So I always think get in the best shape that you can possibly be in. And I always say aim for longevity. Aim for longevity. So whatever that means, aim for longevity. And longevity usually means being in the best health and shape that you can be in. But we're all on different stages of the journey. This person that's on this cover, you don't know what stage of the journey they're in. Maybe in 2 years, they're going to put her on the cover again and show a transformation she's done. We're all in different stages of the journey. Everybody's not going to be in shape all the time. There's setbacks people have. Some people gain weight for emotional reason, traumatic events, addiction to food. Some people have addiction to food and don't have access or don't have the motivation to work out or whatever it may be. But you don't know what's going on with that particular person. You don't know what's going on with that person, so how dare you say something about them? And again, most of the people saying something, my question to you is, have you looked in the mirror? Have you looked in the mirror? Take your shirt off, go look in the mirror. What do you look like? What do you look like? Especially when you're online and you guys are behind a keyboard and there's no picture of you, no icon, no nothing, but you're talking about how somebody else looks. You're talking about how somebody else looks. And again, I don't see you on the cover of a magazine. I don't even think you'd be considered to be on the cover of a magazine. So it's not all about what somebody looks like. It's about how they feel about themselves. Are they comfortable with themselves? And if they're comfortable with how they look and how they feel, then you should probably just mind your own business. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about what somebody else looks like. And whenever you feel like critiquing what someone looks like and judging what someone looks like, again, go look in a full body mirror and critique yourself. Critique yourself and stay out of other people's business, and don't worry about the Cosmopolitan magazine cover. Because if you're a guy reading Cosmopolitan or worried about what Cosmopolitan's doing, why are you reading that magazine anyway? That magazine's not geared for men. It's a woman's magazine. What are you reading it for? That's my question. I'm more questioning that more than I'm questioning who's on the cover. Because I wouldn't have never known who was on the cover until it started showing up online. And I said, I don't really want to do commentary videos and critique things, but I had to do one on this because you guys are ridiculous. And I didn't want to turn this into one of these rants, but here I am ranting about this because I've seen it my whole life. The majority of men I see critiquing women, man, I'm dumbfounded by it. I'm dumbfounded by it because you guys don't look like Shamar Moore or Brad Pitt yourself. I mean, you kidding me? I've seen some of the videos of you guys critiquing this girl on the cover, and I gotta say I was laughing. I was laughing because again, they wouldn't put you in a newspaper. They wouldn't put you in any magazine. They wouldn't even put you in a Sears catalog the way you look, and you worried about somebody else. So that's my thing there. Again, mind your own business, number one. And if somebody's happy with how they are, let them be happy. If you're truly concerned with somebody, offer them some help. Offer them some help. If somebody's in poor health, or if somebody's obese, and if there's something you can do to help them, what would you rather do? Insult them or help them? Which one would make you feel better about yourself and your contribution to the community and to the world? Insulting somebody or helping somebody? So again, if you see someone that needs help them out. And again, lastly, check your own self-esteem and your own self-worth and ask yourself, why do I feel the need to try and cut this person down? Why do I feel the need to try and cut this person down? Why do I have to insult this person over here? Ask yourself that question. I know you don't have a lot of good role models for this kind of thing because the leadership from the top right now is not the greatest. But you can learn anytime you want. You can start by learning now. Hope this has been informative. Have a nice day.